The reason why what Wilder says don't make sense, walk with me, all right? Wilder has told you that he believes Tyson gloves was loaded. And I already gave my opinion on it. I was like, yes, I do think there's definitely something going on with the gloves, okay? He says his gloves was loaded. He says his legs was weak from carrying that outfit. He also says that his water was spiked. Now, follow me now. And he fires Mark Breland for stopping the fight. I don't know if y'all just caught what I just did, okay? I just told you. This man said his legs were shot from the costume. He said Tyson Fury has loaded gloves, and he said his water was spiked. So let me ask you a really good question. Why would you not want that fight stopped? You just said you had something foreign in your system that evidently affected your performance. You've also said that your legs was burnt out, which also affects your performance. And you also said Tyson Fury was cheating with loaded gloves. Let me ask you a question, Deontay Wilder. If your water was spiked, what makes you think that you could have beat Fury if the so-called water spiking had effect on you? Why wouldn't you want the fight stopped? Because number one, your water is spiked, so therefore you're not up to your normal fighting standard or level or whatever you want to call it. On top of that, your legs is shot. On top of that, he's using loaded gloves. So, yes, he did save your life, because it looks like you didn't have enough common sense to know that I need to be out of this fight because they spiked my water, my legs is shot, and his gloves is loaded. What Wilder just told you is he wanted Mark Breland and the referee to continue to let a man with loaded gloves beat up on a man who had his water spiked, okay? Who had his water spiked and legs was shot. So what you're saying, Wilder, is you wanted to die right there in that ring, because nobody with any kind of intelligence, based off the things that you have been saying, would want to continue a fight when they have been drugged, their legs are shot, and they're fighting somebody with loaded gloves. Now, don't that make all the sense in the world? Do you see how I just tied that shit up neatly? That's what I'm saying. What Wilder is talking does not make sense. It don't make sense. If his gloves is loaded and your water was spiked, why are you mad because somebody stopped the fight? Talking about I was just getting warmed up. Dude, you was getting your ass beat. You got your ass beat. Glove loaded or not. Water spiked or not. You got your ass beat, bro. And what you're telling me is you want to continue fighting him drugged and with loaded gloves. That don't make sense, because you're talking about a warrior. Let me tell you about that warrior mentality. That warrior mentality leaves an abandoned family. You don't have the right to have no warrior's mentality when you are taking care of a family. Because you die in that ring, who raises your kids? But you had to have that warrior mentality. The warrior fights for his family and his friends, and also his honor. But most importantly, the family comes first. You can't defend or protect nobody if you're dead, or if you're 2/3 a retard, or if you're Gerald McClellan. That's what you wanted, because that's what you was on your way to. I just don't understand you saying or complaining that Mark Breland stopped the fight when you say you were drugged. I would think if you were drugged, you would want to stop the fight because you couldn't fight or beat Tyson Fury in the first place, given the reason that you said that you lost the fight in the first place. Weights, gloves, this, that. And like I said before, you can't rest your loss on one excuse. You got gloves, you got inside snitches, you got water spiking, You got referees. You got loaded gloves. You got spies in the camp. You got everything up under the sun with this stuff, bro. And you can't rest it on one thing. Do you know what that means? That means you really don't know. Or it's all a lie. So either you're not sure what you're saying or it's all a lie. Because I'm pretty sure you should be able to pinpoint it on one thing, Wilder. But what you said, just like yes or whatever day, the day before, what you said, it does not make sense. Just like you saying, oh, I gave Tyson Fury, they offered me more money, but I choose to fight you because I am a man of my word. Then from what I see from Sporting Icons video, you turned around and now you saying, no, they ran from me. Man, you are wearing your fan base the fuck out. You really are. You are wearing your fan base the fuck out. It don't make sense, Wilder. Any grown man with common sense can tell that you up here lying. You up here lying and you making excuses. Okay? That's exactly what's going on. You're up here lying and you making excuses. You've done everything but own up to it. And this is what I'm going to end it with. Wilder is just spinning you guys' plates. The point is, when something like this happens, you do not delay taking action. Notice he's just now talking about taking legal action. Bro, why are you waiting so long? You jump on this shit while it's hot, while it's relevant, while it's still fresh. Why wait this long? Man, Wilder is playing a game with everybody. He's stalling this shit out. Wilder don't plan on taking no kind of legal action. I've said this too. He does not plan on it. And I already said why. You can't uncover Glovegate. And I already told you why you can't do it. And if you don't know, look out for the Gervonta Tank Davis video. I'm going to tell you in there. But you can't uncover Glovegate. And you don't plan on doing anything about it, especially if you're talking about just now, no, I'm going to take legal action. Bro, I thought you been took legal action. You said you got a dent in the side of your skull. What are you waiting on? You got all the proof. You got everything you need. So what are you waiting on? Nah, Wilder, you stalling. You using this as some kind of stall tactic and shit like that. I know that because I see how you use 78 Sports. I see how you use them. You know what I'm saying? He's like your little, you use him, bro. You know? And you use him to get that propaganda and bullshit put out. I know because you did the same thing with fucking Joshua. Man, I done mapped your patterns already, man. All anybody ever wanted you to do is to act like a real champ. You either win like a real champ or lose like a real champ. Nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? It's the heavyweight division. Don't nobody care, bro. Do your thing, you know? But all people wanted you to do is uphold what we're accustomed to as far as American heavyweight boxing. That's it, man. That's it. Not to go all the way out and insult you, you know what I'm saying, towards no end. But that's all anybody has ever wanted. And you know what you did in return? You ran your big-ass motor mouth bumping and talking a whole bunch of shit. So the shit came back on you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that you did or y'all tried to do to Anthony Joshua has came back onto you tenfold and some. Haven't you noticed that? You talk all this biblical God stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't walking godly. Everything y'all tried to do to him happened to you. The reputation that you tried to put on him, now you're wearing it. It's just the truth, bro. Just the truth. I just want to let y'all know that I hear y'all. Some of y'all speak to me about not making Wilder videos no more. And you say, hey, I like to hear you talk about it because you always present something different and it's insightful. And your perspective is just so different from everybody else. I look forward to hear what you feel about certain subjects. And I still want you to talk about this certain thing. So I would just let you know that I slightly understand that. You know what I'm saying? I do. So this is what I'm going to do. All right? Because don't get me wrong. I want to speak on the shit. Like I said, I just don't like the attention it brings. You know? So this is what I'm going to say. from here on out, if you want to see those videos, just go to my Patreon. Any video about Wilder or me ripping his ass a new one, or my opinion on what I think is going on, just go to my Patreon. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say. All that stuff is going to be on my Patreon. Therefore, that's my inner family. You know, I know that they understand Bruce. They get me. They not sensitive cats. They love the sport of boxing. We can chop it. We can kick it around. You know what I'm saying? It's a man's place. You know? So I know if you on the Patreon, then I know you can handle something like that. So therefore, that content is for people like you, the pure boxing fans. Not to say none of you people who are not subscribed to my Patreon are not pure boxing fans. Not saying that either, okay? So, this is what I will do. This will be the last one that I will give as far as the public and YouTube goes.